Ever looked at a car's perfect paint job and just thought, how in the world do they do that? It seems like magic, right? Taking a glob of liquid paint and turning it into this flawless, glass-smooth finish. Well, it's not magic, but it is a pretty incredible journey. Today, we're going to follow a single drop of paint from the cup, through the gun, and onto the surface. Let's dive in. So yeah, that's the big mystery, isn't it? How do you transform this goopy liquid into a perfect, even mist? A cloud of color that lands so perfectly you can't see a single brushstroke. That's the puzzle we're here to solve. And the answer, the key to this whole thing, comes down to one word. It's a bit of a sciencey word, but it's super important. Atomization. Really, all that means is we're going to turn that liquid paint into a fine fog. So, atomization, this is it. This is the secret sauce. The entire job of a spray paint gun is to do this one thing. Take a stream of compressed air and just smash the liquid paint into millions of tiny, tiny droplets. It literally shatters it. Everything else about the gun, every knob, every tube, it's all there just to make this one moment happen perfectly. Okay, so before we can start shattering paint, we've got to get it into the gun in the first place, right? This first step is all about the feed system, and you'll see there are a few really smart ways this is done. All right, let's break down the three main ways to feed the beast. First up, you've got gravity feed. Super common. The cup's on top, and you guessed it, gravity just pulls the paint down into the gun. Simple, effective, and it's why you see these all over auto body shops for that fine detail work. Then there's the opposite, suction feed. Here, the cup's on the bottom, so the gun has to work a little harder. It creates a vacuum to suck the paint up. You see this a lot on older guns or some hobbyist models. And finally, for the really big jobs, we're talking industrial scale, you have pressure feed. The paint's not even attached to the gun. It's in a big, separate, pressurized tank that forces the paint through a hose. Totally different setups for different kinds of jobs. So, the paint's loaded and ready to go. Now we get to the real heart of the matter. The moment of truth. This is where the air and the paint are about to have let's call it a crucial collision. But wait, before that collision happens, check out this brilliant piece of design. The trigger. It's not just an on-off switch, it's a two-stage trigger. When you pull it just a tiny bit, only air comes out. Then, as you pull it back further, the paint starts to flow. Why? It's genius. This makes sure the air is already moving before the paint shows up, which prevents that awful sputter and drip at the start. It gives you a clean, perfect beginning to your spray every single time. So let's walk through that chain reaction one more time. 1. You pull the trigger, and air starts rushing through the gun. 2. That fast-moving air creates a vacuum, which starts pulling the paint from the cup. 3. Bam, the collision. Air and paint slam into each other right at the nozzle. And 4. The result. The paint is instantly shuttered into that fine, perfect mist. Just like that, you've made the fog. Okay, we've made the mist. Awesome. But that's only half the battle, right? Now comes the fun part. This is where you step in and take control. You get to shape that mist to do exactly what you want it to do. You've really got to think of yourself as the artist here. And these settings on the gun, these are your brushes. Mastering them is what separates a good paint job from a great one. It's how you can go from laying down a huge wide coat on a door to doing tiny detailed touch-up work, all with the same tool. And the first brush you'll use is the spray pattern. It's so simple. Just by twisting the little cap right on the front of the gun, the air cap, you can change the shape of your spray. You can make it a wide, flat, horizontal fan, perfect for moving left to right, or you can turn it 90 degrees for a tall, vertical fan for going up and down. And for small spots, you can dial it into a tight round circle. It's honestly just like the nozzle on a garden hose, just, way more precise. Next up is air pressure. This one's a real balancing act. If you crank the pressure way up, you get an incredibly fine mist, which is great, but you also get a ton of overspray. That's all the paint that just misses the target and floats off into the air. It's super wasteful. And that waste is exactly why you hear so much about HVLP guns. HVLP stands for high volume, low pressure. The idea is to use a lot of air, but at a low pressure. This creates a softer, gentler spray that's way more efficient. More paint lands where you want it, and less of it floats away. It's all about finding that sweet spot between a perfect finish and not wasting a bunch of paint. And the last major control is the fluid knob. Super straightforward. This just controls how much paint actually comes out. You can dial it down for a light, thin coat, or open it up for a heavy, wet coat. It's the final piece of the puzzle for fine-tuning that perfect air and paint mix. So let's recap that journey real quick. The paint gets fed into the gun, it gets atomized by a powerful blast of air, and then you, the artist, shape and control that mist. And just like that, the journey is complete. We've gone from a simple liquid in a cup to a perfect, beautiful layer of paint. And you see, it all comes back to that one core concept, atomization, that controlled shattering of liquid into a mist. Every single part of that gun, every knob, every air passage, it's all designed to make that one thing happen. If you get that, you get how a spray gun works. It's that simple. So there you have it. You know the science behind the art. You understand that incredible journey from liquid to finish. It's not magic anymore, is it? It's a tool, and now you know how it works. So the only real question left is, what are you going to create?